La capitale d'Italia è Roma! Roma! È Roma la capitale d'Italia e vi dico di più! Roma dovrebbe essere la capitale dell'Unione Europea e voglio portare questa rivendicazione nel Parlamento Europeo, perché la capitale dell'Unione Europea non può essere il posto più comodo dove mettere gli uffici.
Rome, the city where one of the history's greatest empires was born. A place of stunning art, politics and culture, still standing strong after thousands of years. But can you really explore Rome in just a few days? In this video, we will share the best tips to help you experience the eternal city like a local. Avoid scams and make every moment count, even if your time is short.
Rome is amazing, yes, but it's also a city where if you are not paying attention, you can easily fall for a scam. It is not because you are a navy, it's because these people know exactly what they are doing. Many tourists arrive excited to see the Colosseum or La Fontana di Trevi, and they let the guard down. Thus, when the scammers show up, small tricks that can ruin a moment or cost you money. So before we get to a good stuff, we need to talk about this. There are basically 3 different tickets: the ticket to the Colosseum and Rome Forum, the Vatican Museum and St. Peter's Basilica. And they all have one thing in common, which we highly recommend: buy your tickets in advance. Buy them online from your home and on the official websites and do it early. In our case, we didn't do that. When we tried to buy the tickets, they were already sold out for the weekend we were traveling, and even for the rest of the month. So the only option left was to go and buy the tickets in the office, and that's when the scams appear. The tickets to the Colosseum cost just 18 euros per person, and even includes access to the Roman Forum and the Palatine. It's a great deal. But when we get there, we ended up waiting about an hour and a half in a line, and over 2 hours for the Vatican Museum. It was worth it, but we definitely regret not buying our tickets in advance. While we were waiting, a bunch of people came up offering a special tour that let you skip the line, but they were charging anywhere 50 to 100 euros per person. What most people don't realize is that these companies buy up online all the tickets the moment that they were released. They resell it, then by adding a guide and calling it a tour. So instead of paying 18 euros, you are paying 80 or even 100 for the exactly same ticket, just bundling with a big group tour you didn't ask for. We decided to wait and buy our own tickets. We didn't have to wait in the line to enter, but everyone, including the tour groups, goes through the same security check. And oh surprise, the scammer promised you to skip the lines with their tickets, but yes or yes, you also have to do it. Inside, we saw the people in groups couldn't walk around freely. They had to stay close to the guide and move to the guide pace. But we, going on our own, could take our time, enjoying the Colosseum, take pictures and just imagine what it was like standing in the center of the Roman Empire. Personally, I recommend getting the tickets that allow you to go down to the underground area where the gladiators used to wait before the fights. A few years ago, I took that tour and it was really incredible. Unfortunately, this time it was sold out. The Colosseum began construction in the 72 before Jesus and was completed in the year 80, with 100 days of continued events to celebrate the opening. Everyone could attend, from senators to slaves, with sitting areas based on their social class. They watched gladiators fight, wild animal hunts, and even, according to some historians, mock naval battles when the arena was floating with water. Over the years, parts of the Colosseum have collapsed and much of its marble was stolen and reused in other buildings, but even so, it is still standing as a symbol of strength and resilience. Today, it is recognized as one of the 7 wonders of the modern world.
Right in front of the Colosseum is the Roman Forum and the Palatine Hill, 2 other popular tourist spots that are included with the Colosseum ticket. You can visit them on the same day and there are several entrances. Usually when you buy group tickets with a guide, you enter through a gate just in front of the Colosseum. Because of this, the lines get long and slow again for tourists. At the Roman Forum, you can walk among ancient ruins and see temples, arches and columns that are over 2,000 years old. Some of the most famous places are the Temple of Saturn, the Arch of Septimus Severus, the Temple of Vesta, and the House of the Vestal Virgins. And go up Palatine Hill from there to enjoy great views. It's a perfect place to imagine life in ancient Rome, take pictures and enjoy a walk full of history.
Another thing we recommend and being careful about is the restaurant prices. Food in Rome is delicious, you will probably enjoy it a lot. Most restaurants offer a good quality meals at reasonable price. There is a lot of variety, pizza, pasta, lasagna, gelato, all very tasty. But in some places you need to pay attention into the prices. This happened to us near to La Fontana di Trevi, where we found a place that sold pizza by weight. Means you pay based on the size of your slice. That's usually fair, especially if you don't want to eat the whole pizza. However, what they didn't tell to us was that they also charge extra for using the table, cutlery and service. It's unusual for a restaurant to charge just for sitting down and using the basic things, but in this place they did.
Another thing we recommend being careful about in Rome is your hotel. Make sure to check well where you're going to stay. Today there are many ways to book places, not just in Rome but anywhere. Usually you can see the pictures of the rooms, but often there is no information about what the area outside of the place looks like. In Rome, many hotels are located near Roma Termini, the city's main train station. At first it seems like a great area to stay in because it's close to the public transportation. And in some ways it is. But the area wasn't the best during the later hours. Safety doesn't seem to be a priority for the police or the city. We saw a family get robbed, people using drugs and fight on the street, and we often felt watched, like someone was waiting for the right moment to steal from us. Sadly, our hotel was in that same area. First of all, it wasn't a real hotel. It was more like a hotel Airbnb. We entered a big building and on the second floor was what they called the hotel. Basically, it was a large apartment that had been remodeled and divided into several rooms for rent. That's what the lady who welcomed us explained. Our room had everything we needed, a bed and a private bathroom with a touch of Roman style, and the light that made the room feel a little romantic. The only problem was outside. It wasn't scary during daytime, it was at night, when the streets were dark and there was no security at all. And it's not only our story, you can find similar experiences from others on TikTok.
But not everything is bad. These are just tips that help you to enjoy to stay in Rome and even more. Of course, everyone wants to visit the Fontana di Trevi, probably the most famous fountain in the world. The sculptures are amazing and really impressive when you see them in person. It's usually very crowded, but if you go early in the morning or late night, you can take beautiful pictures without not too many people around.
While you're there, don't miss the Fontanella degli Innamorati, a small fountain on the right side. According to the tradition, if a couple drinks from it at the same time, one on each side, their love will last forever and they will never be apart. And don't forget the famous coin throwing tradition. Turn your back to the Trevi fountain and throw coins over your left shoulder using your right hand. 1 coin, you will return to Rome one day. 2 coins, you will find love in Rome or fall in love with an Italian. 3 coins, you will get married or have a serious relationship soon.
If you want to see paintings for free, just walk into any church. Almost all of them are decorated with artworks and paintings made over 500 or even 600 years ago, and many are still perfectly conserved today.
My absolute favorite food on this planet is pasta. So to arrive in Italy was like landing in food heaven. We loved trying all the different pasta dishes, carbonara, pomodoro, bolognese, pesto, puttanesca. There are so many amazing options in Italian cuisine. My favorite pasta is spaghetti aglio olio e peperosino. So simple but flavorful. And of course, the pizzas. Margherita, capricciosa, prosciutto, napoletana, and our top choice, diavola, that is with spicy salami. One plan we absolutely loved was going to a traditional Roman pizzeria, buying a pizza and some drinks, and walking over to the Colosseum. We found a quiet spot where we were not bothering anyone and no one bothered us. Under the moonlight with the Colosseum right in front of us, we enjoyed a delicious Italian dinner, one we will never forget. Another place we visited and highly recommend is Gelateria Fassi, an ice cream shop that has been open since 1880. It has won multiple awards over the years for the quality of its gelato. When trying to find this place, trust your map. The area doesn't look like a cute area for eating ice cream outside. It looks more like a ghetto with empty buildings with graffiti. They offer a wide variety of flavors that you can mix and match. The taste of everything we tried was insanely good. By far the best ice cream that I have ever had. We suggest going early because it often gets crowded and sometimes there is a line to get in. A cone with 3 flavors costs only €3, so the price is affordable for everyone.
When people visit Rome, almost every tourist wants to go to the Vatican City. It is very hard to come to Rome and not visit this holy place. But on your way there, you will find Piazza Navona, one of the most beautiful squares in the city. It has 3 amazing fountains, beautiful statues, and many restaurants and bars where you can enjoy an Italian food. You will also see great views on the Tiber River, which can separate Vatican City from the rest of the Rome. Before entering to the Vatican, you will pass the Castle of San Angelo and the old fortress full of history. When you arrive in the Vatican, there is usually no strict security, but on Wednesday or Sundays, when the Pope gives a public blessing or massive in St. Peter's Square, there are more security checking because of the big crowds. Here you can visit the Vatican Museum. We highly recommend buying your ticket online in advance on an official website, so you don't have to wait in the line like we did for almost 2 hours and look in all the scanners trying to sell us tickets for €200. Inside the museum you will find the Gallery of Maps, with a 16th century painted maps, Rome decorated by Raphael and painting by Leonardo da Vinci and Caravaggio, an Egyptian section with the mummies, sarcophagi and ancient papyrus, the beautiful garden of the museum, and of course the famous Sistine Chapel, painted by Michelangelo. Photos are not allowed, but almost everyone is taking them anyway. Take your time here, wear comfortable shoes and bring water. It takes around 4 hours to see everything, and it can get very hot with so many people inside. Another must-to-see tourist spot is St. Peter's Square, with all the majestic and huge statues that surround and decorate it. Unfortunately, we couldn't get tickets to enter into St. Peter's Basilica, but we hope you will get better looking than we did. They say inside is truly breathtaking. Even so, the peaceful atmosphere in this place is something that I can really describe with a couple of words. It's a place that we truly recommend to everyone that is visiting Rome. And that's it for our trip in Rome, a city that definitely deserves more than 2 or 3 days. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe, and let us know in the comment which place of Rome you would like to visit. See you in our next adventure. Bye bye!